Alright guys, so Nero Fest is over, but man does it feel like Christmas came early. I was personally able to get up to about 150 boxes, and I was using a team that looks like an absolute maniac put it together, but when you're determined to use your waifu to farm, you find a way. Down in the comments down below, let me know how many boxes you were able to get up to. I know there were some people in my stream being like, I got 1,000, 2,000 boxes. I do not know how those people were able to do that. I got up to 150, probably would have got a little bit more if my monitor didn't die, for 2 days during one of the better nodes, but that's besides the point. Now we're kind of back to normal FGO stuff, but it's not all that bad. We have a little bit of this back to school campaign that's going to be running for quite a long time, so this is one of those moments that if you have a friend that's thinking about getting into FGO, this is a great time to try to tell them to get back into the game or to start a new account, because the login bonuses and all the nice stuff that they'll be able to get is very, very good. And they also decided to roll in hunting quests into this. So between this and Nero Fest, you should be pretty stocked up on being able to have all the resources and QP and stuff that you're going to need. I personally ran out of all my mana prisms because I had to unlock my second archive to its full 900 capacity to throw all my EXP cards in there when I realized I have nobody else to level up. I'm now completely done on all my servants, so that's fun and everything. But let's start by talking about this back to school campaign. Now, for people that are normal, you log in every day type players, you do your dailies, all that good stuff, you're just going to log in and you're going to get 20 Saint Quartz from this. And that's already pretty nice because we have Summer 6 on the horizon, which I know some people have mixed feelings about, but trust me, Summer 6 is kind of like Nero Fest Part 2. You kind of have these treasure chest things that are going to act as like mini lottos for bronze, silver, and gold currency. So trust me, it's going to be at least really good even if you don't care about the servants. And these 20 Saint Quartz are going to be very nice if you do care about those servants. Now, these comeback bonuses over here are very nice if you're going to get somebody to start coming back into the game, although you might inflict them with a gacha addiction, so there's also that. Now, this is not listed over here. I don't know why it's not, but there is actually going to be a double chance of super and great success for servants and craft essences. They actually announced this on the live stream. I don't know why it's not here, but basically, if you have somebody that you really want to 120 with all of those EXP cards you just got from Nero Fest, make sure you wait for this to go live. I mean, I have all of these EXP cards laying around. I want to 120 my Morgan, but it is smarter to wait for this to go live because that means you're not going to have to waste as many EXP cards. It'll be a lot better for your sanity because trust me, you need a metric butt ton of EXP to get your servant all the way to 120. So just make sure you hold out for this because that's going to be very, very nice. If you do have any needs for extra QP or EXP cards, the daily quests over here are going to be going on half off again like they were during the anniversary, which I mean is kind of nice, I suppose. We just had it, then we had Nero Fest, and now we have this again. So if you really just missed out on anything, like you're just still lacking in something, I guess you can go pick those up over there. It might also be nice if you get really close to 120ing them, but the EXP cards from Nero Fest are just not quite enough. You might be able to kind of finish off one of your servants by hitting up some daily quests. You can get more bang for your buck by just doing your normal dailies and everything. There's also the Start Dash campaign if you want to get a new player into FG over here, or if you just want to start a new account, maybe you saw the Nuzlocke video and you're like, hey, that looks fun. This will be very, very nice if you have a new account. Now, moving over here, we have some very basic master missions. We also have some over here for the hunting quest, but I'll talk about those in just a second. Really, all you gotta do is clear up to America. I guess this is because it's the year one stuff for FGO, so they want you to kind of get caught up with the basics. This is really before the game gets super hard, and this is geared towards getting people back into the game or new players in the game, so I kind of understand that. But if you've already beaten all that stuff, you got your 20 Saint Quartz from here, you'll get a ticket and 3 extra Saint Quartz over here, so that's kind of nice, I suppose. And if you didn't get enough of these during all of your farming for anniversary and stuff, and you don't get them from the half AP dailies, then I guess you'll just get even more, I suppose. So just nice little trinkets that you'll be getting over here. If you're concerned about these ones up here though, which I don't know why you would be, because these are probably the least important things for long-time players, but if you do want to still get them just to kind of get them, don't worry, you don't have to remove any of your friends. They're going to increase the max friend slots by 3, which is really nice. But you know what? Just increase it to 200. For someone like me who always has people that want to be on the friends list, I just feel really bad having to kick people off because my friend codes are posted in our fate chat in the Discord, right, which is linked down in the description down below. And I always feel really bad when people are like, hey man, can I friend you? I'm like, I really can't afford to kick anybody off my list because they're all super active and I'll feel really bad. But realistically though, it's more of a convenience thing. But if you look at this down here, these are not convenience things. If you have either one of these units, and even if you don't have them, you might want to pull on the banner, and I'll kind of talk about that in just a little bit because there's a very, very strong CE on the banner. But these two got really good, especially Yugioh over here, because I have no idea who okayed the just giving her a 50% battery. It's really good, but the dynamic was usually, okay, Yugioh did more damage, but Sansa was a little bit easier to use with the 80% battery. Now Yugioh, I think, is just the best option to go for outside of like really weird nodes where you actually need the full 80% battery, which usually doesn't come up all that much, because even in some weird comps where you're using double Castoria to kind of like give one single target that 60% NP so they can clear a large enemy, well, that's still fine with Yugioh because she has a 50%, and you know, 50 plus 60, you're already over 100%, so you're fine on that front, and she already does more damage. So not only could she be used in weird nodes now, but it's just easier to use her in more difficult content because now she can just immediately fire her NP with just proper support. It's just really, really nice. Yugioh went from kind of like this weird niche unit to being really good overnight. And then Miyu went from being like this almost unusable servant because of how weird her NP worked to now being actually pretty decent, because as you can see, they actually removed the demerit off of her. So it's like, oh my goodness, she's actually pretty good, right? She's also now giving like attack to everybody. She's restoring HP. She's just getting a lot better, and they removed the demerit, which is really, really good for her. Now, why would you want to pull on this banner, especially when Summer 6 is right around the corner? Well, there is this little CE called Magical Girl of Sapphire over here, and this CE is still dummy nutty good. I mean, even if you can just get one copy of this, you're getting a 40% battery and you're getting a 25% NP gain buff. The weird synergy that this has with Castoria is that you could just slap this on one of your art servants and then just only use the 2 charismas and you're already at 100%, right? So you could use that if you need to kind of conserve NP for some, again, weird nodes where you might need to kind of spread the buffs around. But if for some reason you can max limit break this, it starts to get really good because you hit that 50% sweet spot, which, I mean, you're not gonna use it with like Koyanskaya because, you know, she doesn't really benefit from you having NP gain unless you really want it for like a challenge quest or something. You really need like an arts card to loop a lot of NP. I don't know, someone will probably use it for that. But I've also seen some people try to use it with quick servants. Now, I can't tell you how much that works from my own personal experience because I don't have my own Scotty on NA, and NA is the only one that I have this on. But for art servants in particular, it is really, really good. And if you're not going to roll on the banner, I think this CE is at least worth kind of considering, right? Even if it doesn't work as well with, like, say, quick and your buster servants. I mean, I guess you could slap it on, say, like Coup Alter or something, right, for like a challenge quest, and then just let him have bonus NP gain on his arts card, I guess, if you just want him to have that. But really, for your art servants, it can take some of your art servants that are not quite up to snuff, and it can really just kick them into maximum overdrive, because especially if you max limit break it, that is a 90% NP gain between your double Castorias and the CE, and God forbid they have their own natural NP gain. They are going to be looping all over the place, right? It gets really gross with this CE. It is very, very strong. And it also helps that if you happen to pull, say, Yugioh or Miyu along the way, not only can you do their rank up quest for a little bit of extra Saint Quartz in return, but they're also pretty decent now. Now, that's kind of it for this part of the back to school campaign, but what also comes alongside it is this hunting quest 11 over here. Now, this does actually bring some really decent rewards for some of the different ones. Like, as you can see, this one is going to drop bones. I know that everybody is always needing bones, right? And instead of farming Fuyuki, this is at least a bit more decent, because not only do you still get the really good bone drops, but you also do get, like, you know, your gems and stuff for archers, right? And if you do need EXP, you can also grab those along the way. So that's kind of nice. They also, by the way, all of these stages have this gimmick because it's kind of tied in with Prisma Yugioh. You'll see these like Prisma Yugioh magic sticks, you know, the things they carry around. They'll drop 2 million QP. So it's kind of like an all-in-one daily quest where you can get good drop rates on some mats. You can get a couple of like skill materials for whatever the class is. You can get a little bit of EXP, and then you can also get a little bit of QP if you're still in need of that. So Honestly, if you don't have anything else to farm, just at least hit up the hunting quest every single day. You'll get a couple of apples in return, as you can see over here, if you just do one of them, right? You just have to do one of them every day and you get an apple, which will help you out if you want to start stockpiling those for Summer 6 or for later on down the year where we actually get the Christmas lotto, where, you know, if that has other stuff that you need, you can go hard in the paint and start farming that. This one down here is going to bring octuplet crystals, which is very nice. Again, instead of archer stuff, it's berserker stuff. You can still get the magical stick. This one is going to be shells, which I wish we had this on JP right now because I am in desperate need of shells over there. On NA, I'm kind of chilling, but if you are planning on rolling for some of the summer servants, this is a really good one to go ahead and hit, because keep in mind, like, every summer servant ever needs shells for like ascension and skills. They like need a butt ton of these. So if you're gonna roll on the banners, you want to make sure you got a nice stockpile of these. And one of the nice things that, if you don't know, if you want to come over to the wiki, you can actually check how many of these different items that your different servants are going to need by just going over to their page, and you can be like, all right, what servants need this? And you can be like, okay, I'm gonna be trying to max out Da Vinci Ruler over here, the free to play from the event. She needs a total of 30, and you can kind of start looking through all the people and be like, okay, who am I going to be going for? How many of these shells am I going to need? Okay, I'm going to need 53 for Saber Okita Altar. That's good to know. So then you can kind of check your own inventory and see if you have enough. So this might be one that you want to double check with Summer 6 being right around the corner. I'm expecting it to drop in like the next 2 weeks. Next week will probably be like the pre-release campaign, and then the week following will probably be Summer 6 proper. Down here we have the Chimera Claws, and you get a little bit of dust. Again, dust, even though we had this in the lotto, you might still just need extra dust. Dust is always going to be something that you need. Stakes are also a really good one over here. I believe Ereshkigal needs a lot of these. I believe that's one that I'm thinking of. So if you're going to be summoning for her, because I believe she's coming back for like a download campaign or something in like the next couple of weeks, she should be like right around the corner. If you're going to be summoning for her, make sure you got your stakes for her. We also have Wyvern Claws. These are always going to be in like very, very high demand. So just make sure you kind of look at some of these and be like, what do I actually need for some of these servants? Although I wouldn't go too hard in the paint on these unless you really, really do need things. Like if you are bone dry, you know, forgive the pun, on these seashells over here, and you're going to be summoning really hard on Summer 6, then you might actually want to hit this really hard, because believe you me, you don't want to be like me on JP, where you pull Summer Suzuka, you're excited to start using her, and realize you only got 20 shells, so you really can't even max her out, right? And then you have to go farm free quests for like 7 hours so you can max her out. It's not very fun, but yeah, it's just a nice little back to school campaign that we got going on over here on the NA version of the game. Nothing super exciting, but it'll be a nice little calm week. You know, this is a good time, by the way, if you want to hop over to JP, summon on some of the new summer banners. That's kind of a good thing to be doing while you just do your natural dailies. You know, hit up some of the hunting quests over here and just kind of wait for Summer 6 to come up. But with all that being said, let me know how many boxes you guys got. Let me know who your main farmer was for the last couple of nodes. And if you were like me and you were just being an absolute maniac and you were like, you know what? Nope, I'm going to be stubborn. I'm using Morgan. I NP5 this servant, and gosh dang it, I'm gonna use her, right? I'm gonna use her to farm. I did not NP5 this servant for nothing. So let me know all that in the comments down below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for that sweet daily FGO content. And with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day. Peace, late guys.